Hey guys, how you doing? This is Andy Huang. 大家好，我是黄家贤. Hey, listen, happy Valentine's Day, everyone. I hope you're spending or will be spending an amazing, unforgettable Valentine's Day with your loved one. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you guys regarding, there seems to be, even though we talked about it a few weeks ago, it seems to be a hot button that everyone's pressing right now. And that is the whole converting oil heating to gas heating issues. Okay, so for those of you that follows the industry or follows the movement, the state of New York is trying to make it into a mandatory where you have to convert your oil heat. Okay, so back in the day, it used to be the government will give you, for example, if you're converting from oil heat to solar heat or any type of other heat, they will give you incentives. They give you grants, they give you money, and so on and so forth. Okay, so now I wanted to, talk about, because, let's start with the history. Okay, so for that the whole oil heating, the reason why it was so popular at one point was because, let's all face it, in the 20s and 30s, which is very common, like 100 years ago, why are we talking about it? So, if you've been out because the weather's getting warmer, if you've been out looking at open houses, out in Nassau County, most of the houses that you're looking at right now, they're from pre-50s, 1950s. So now, the reason why I mentioned that, it's not like we're going to a history lesson, it's just I simply want to let you know the tanks, for the oil tanks that were built, they're made of, the main material they use is steel. Okay, so those of you that know, it is not stainless steel. Okay, so by using steel, they'll rust away over the years. For those of you that understand a little bit about chemistry, steel rust when oxidation start to happen, which means when it gets contact with moisture and air. Okay, so keep that in mind. And then in those days, back in the days, the tanks were only built to last 30 years. Okay, so the reason why is because, it is so cheap, well, not so cheap, it is fairly inexpensive to replace it every 30 years than use any other type of material. Okay, so that's the whole reason. Okay, and it kind of cut into the auto industry a little bit also. You understand, you want to build a reliable vehicle, but you don't want to make them too reliable, because if you make them too reliable, you're out of job. You could only sell one car versus if they break down, you sell another one, or your mechanics, your service department is going to go out of business soon. Okay, so it goes into a whole cycle of, it really is the circle of life. Okay, so let's not dwell on it a little, too much. We just, today we're talking about the whole oil heat and everything. So let's talk about types of, oil heat. That's, the tanks. There is above ground tanks and there's below ground tanks. Okay, and you understand the reason why. When it's above ground, the reasons why is when it's in your house, it's easy for you to visually look at it and say, hey, I think it's rusting, I think there's a hole here, I think some oil is leaking out, or the smell's funny, so let's call someone to come in and take a look. Now, imagine that's below ground. Okay, an advantage, obviously, of above ground is what I just mentioned, easy to maintain, easy to visualize for any damages. But there's a disadvantages too. The number one disadvantage of having an above ground, especially those tanks are in your basement, okay, it is the smell, the fume. Okay, when you burn, the smell, it's like barbecuing. When you start up the fire, before you could get to the meaty barbecue part, you have to start at the fire. Now, most people use lighter fluids, or whatever it is. When you first light up that fire, that smell, imagine that smell in your house. Okay, so now humans, we're very unique. Human beings are very unique. Okay, so when you get into the house that has oil heat, okay, that smell bothers you for the first 10 minutes, and then after a while, you get used to it. And I can guarantee it, if you live there for a week, you're like, what smell? I don't smell anything. Now, imagine that smell, it's actually you're breathing in and day out. You, your parents, your kids, infants, babies, anyone that's in the house is constantly breathing it in. That's why it's a health hazard. So that's why I want people to understand that. Hey, listen, I know I hear the complaints because I'm a professional realtor. So I deal with different issues all day long. So a lot of people goes, why is the government forcing all the homeowners to come up with more money? First you cap the real estate taxes, 10,000, and you cap the whole mortgage taxes at $1 million, and all that stuff. So understand this. It's not. Think about it this way. If I have oil heat and you have gas heat, you want your loved one to be safe. Now, wouldn't you? Now, what I mean by say this, imagine that tank. Now let's talk about the below ground. Below ground, obviously, it's normally below within about 1.5 to 2 feet on the ground, so you can't physically see it. Okay, it's there. So when you, depending on the size, it's normally for the residential, it's normally they call it 275, okay, which is 275 gallons. Now, the commercial grade goes all the way to 15,000. So depending on your capacity of your house, depending on how much you use, then, so on and so forth. So now, here comes the problem. When it's home, the chances of exposure to moisture, water, all that stuff, it's less than if it's outside. Think about it. There's no umbrellas covering it. So it's just there, sitting in the backyard, below 2 feet of soil, 2 feet of dirt. When it rains, when it snows, that water condensation seeps right through it and gets on it. Now remember, oxidation forms and they start to rust away. The real problem comes in when a lot of people, when you hear homeowners telling you, oh my God, it's such a nightmare. I'm paying so much. I'm working with a homeowner right now that they've already so far spending $30,000 and it's not looking good. Because understand this, anytime when you don't have a problem, the government won't come in, won't bother you. You do what you do, and then that's fine. Imagine if you have asbestos in your house. Imagine if you have leaking oil tanks in your backyard. That's when the government start to come in, the ECB board. A lot of these issues you don't understand that you impact, because understand this, when the oil tank leaks, that fuel, that oil, doesn't sit there, doesn't evaporate as the sun hits. It sits there and it seeps through either, depending on the amount of leaking, either seeps through above, the soil. That's why you have, a pool of oil stain. Or it seeps the other way because of the gravity. Now, if you live in a Long Island area, understand this, that goes directly into your water source. So now you understand why the government is coming on stronger this time, as far as rather than making it, incentivize you, changing it, now they're almost like penalizing you for still having it. Okay, so, and again, because the tanks were built to last 30 years, you have to keep on replacing them. And all of those are not, it's really not feasible. And especially right now, people are talking about renewable energy resources, so on and so forth. So that's the reason why the whole industry is going to change. Okay, so that's what I wanted to make sure that we understand what it is. And then if you are currently working with someone who's having problems right now, like what I said, I talked about a little bit about asbestos. When you have asbestos, understand this, if you look on asbestos, it's actually not dust, it's not like tree pollen or any type of dust. It's actually, if you look, it's like shards of glass. Okay, it's very sharp, and then when you breathe it in, it sticks onto your inner lining of your lung. So, and then that's when you have problems. Okay, and then I don't have to tell you what other problems it caused, because we all seen a commercial. Asbestos was at one point being praised as the magic mineral, and now it's costing lives. Cancers, mesothelioma. It's not a unfamiliar terms nowadays. Okay, so, and then the treatment, it's very easy. If you're suspecting asbestos, take saran wraps, those food wraps that you have, just wrap it. You wrap it, and that's it. That's how you contain it. Now, the treatments to get rid of it, You don't even want to know what it is. Okay, you call the proper personnel. They'll come in, they'll put a big bubble around your house, and they slowly take care of it. So now imagine, same thing goes for oil heat. If they see, you have to order the test first of all, just to see, because there's a difference between you thinking it's leaking or you have tested and it, for sure that it's leaking. Okay, if that's the case, same thing comes in. They have to contain. It's always with any first responder or with any, if you're doctors, it's always contain, then address the issue. Okay, because you don't work on it while the patient is still bleeding. Same thing, you don't treat the problem with the oil tanks when an active leak is going on. You got to cap it, make sure it's fixed, and then you treat it. Okay, then the surrounding area and so on and so forth. That's why it's a very lengthy process. Permits involved, a lot of money is involved, a lot of man hours it's involved. So if you have the problem right now, or if you're would like to know more information, you could always find me on social media, Andy Huang, across any platform, and my number is 646-996-0859. All right, so I wish you guys an awesome Valentine's Day. I hope you guys enjoy with your loved ones, and then we will talk soon. All right, so long for now, and we will talk later. 嗨，大家好，我是黄家贤。今天想要跟各位谈一下有关于那个因为现在大家很多，因为政府前一段时间出了一个法律，现在正在就是大家很激烈的在这个上面在争论，就是说应不应该要硬性规定，让大家从任何其他的那个，比如说你现在家里是用烧瓦，就是烧那个油的，要你硬性规定你要把它改成了那种就是用瓦斯的这样子，天然瓦斯这样子的。那很多人就说政府就想尽了办法在抠人的钱，到最后大家都不想要买房子了。因为像现在这样子，大家都知道地税，现在长岛这边的地税已经受到严重的影响了。好像我们家地税1年3万多块钱，现在政府就是 cap 在1万块，你多了那2万块钱你自己去花。OK， 然后呢，你另外的就等于说，因为大家都知道，如果说是像地税啦，像这些贷款的这些税啊，都是可以在那个用来抵税的。现在没有了，他现在那个 Trump 的法律规定出来，就是说你现在就是1万块，你要给3万，另外2万你自己就没有的抵了。还有一样就是说那个贷款以前也是啊，他现在也是啊，我就是要把它放在100万以下，你超过100万了，你没有办法，你自己谁叫你要贷款贷那么多？所以这个是严重现在影响到了那个房屋成交量的一个原因。那我们今天不要扯太远，我们今天主要是要在讲这个 oil heat， 就是这个烧这个油的这个。那你知道呢，油分2种 ，OK， 一种是在地上。一个是在地下的。那讲到这个就是 oil heat 以前呢，我们要先很快的先简单的讲一下这个有关于这个oil heat 的历史。你在长岛这边的房子呢，很多都是1920、1930年的房子。那时候呢，大家的每一栋房子盖的时候呢，都是一样的，都是叫 oil heat。就是说，在你的 basement 里面放一个油槽，然后里面就是灌了油。一般通常家里是用275个 gallon 的，所以他们就叫做275，他们就简称叫275。然后这个呢，你就时间到了，看你用油的那个油量，然后他就来加油。然后另外一种是埋在地下，我们等一下详细的讲到地上跟地下有分别各有什么好坏。那你要知道，还有另外一个东西，就是什么东西呢？还有另外一个东西，你就要知道，因为这些做的这些东西呢，通通都是用，因为它不是用不锈钢做成的，它通常就是用钢，或者是有些人俗称叫生铁，你知道吗？就是用这个，因为你要知道，你的东西呢，你不能把东西，因为这个东西盖出来呢，就是用30年，你30年的就是要换掉。那很多人就说，那奇怪了，那你为什么要弄成30年？你多用一点50年、100年，你要知道，就像车子一样。你想要做一个好的车子，你想要用一个可以用很久的车，可是你要知道，当任何一种工业也好，这些都是一种生意。那我把东西弄得太好了，那我一辈子就做一次生意了。好像我车子可以开20年，你不用买车了，20年都不用买了，就不会说车子经常会坏掉的话要修，你就要再买，这样一样的道理。那所以在放的这个东西的话呢，就是让你就是30年你就要换。那以前其实并不是一个十分复杂的一个程序，你找人来把油抽光，然后呢把这个缸子挖出来，地下的就挖出来拿走， 然后在 basement 也就是吊起来拿走，然后再放一个新的下去，然后接上管子，弄好了以后呢，再把油打进去就好了。每30年弄一次，这个东西就好像屋顶一样啊，大家都记得屋顶也是一样，20-30年就要换一次啦，一样的道理啊。我为什么不弄一个屋顶可以用100年的？一样的道理。那所以说呢，我们今天就讲到这，就是说，那你要看在之前我们刚刚有聊到，那因为这都是20年、30年的，那现在也都是100年以前的事情了。政府就说，你知道，现在真的就是需要以一个不同的角度，我们要来认真的讨论一下这个问题。因为你要知道，一般的人像我不知道在这些你们现在这些听众里面有多少人家里还是用烧油的。你第一个就是可以知道的，就是烧油的时候呢，有一种味道，这个味道呢非常非常强的一个味道。那人是一种很奇妙的一种动物，当你在闻到一个东西非常呛鼻、非常刺鼻的时候呢，你会知道在那一刹那很强。你过了10个小时，你过了20个小时，你过了10天半个月，你已经习惯了。不代表那东西已经不在那边了，可是你已经习惯了，所以你每一天早上一天到晚就闻在那，晚上睡觉的时候呢，你呼吸的时候，只要你在家里呼吸，你就会把那个东西闻进去，就那真的对健康非常不好，老一辈的也好，小孩子也好，尤其有婴儿这样真的很不好。那所以说呢，就是因为这些东西，而且你想一个最简单的，人都是自私的。你想，如果我家烧油，你家烧瓦斯，或者是你家烧你家烧油，我家烧瓦斯。烧瓦斯的人当然就想说，那我为什么要冒这个险？它个大油槽像炸弹一样放底下，谁知道什么时候会有事情？因为它30年，我哪知道你那是什么时候的？你是一开始漏油了，油一漏出来，看严重性，有的漏的话就直接漏从表面上浮出来了，有些漏的话就向下。那你知道在长岛我们又是很多地方都是用地下水的这样子的话呢，那这样的话呢，整个就严重污染到了饮水这样子，环境污染是很严重的。因为你知道美国政府是一个说很严，那其实平常它也是蛮松的。你看，打个比方好了，很多人都是说家里有这种你知道 asbestos， 就是这种石棉瓦这样子的。对，像我小时候以前就是我们做科学实验的时候，烧那个烧杯的时候，跟那个酒精灯中间隔的那一片东西就是石棉瓦。消防队的人身上也都是石棉瓦，因为那个东西当初被研究出来的时候。大家都说，哎呀，研究这个人简直就是救世主，因为这样不知道救了多少人的命。因为那个东西真的是非常非常好的一个隔热的一个绝缘体。那可是现在呢，就科学越来越发达了，然后人慢慢就发现了。像你经常有看广告的话呢，大家就会说有一个词你会经常听到，他们叫做 mesothelioma。mesothelioma 呢就是 asbestos 造成的这个癌症。那我们今天我不想扯到太远，所以说很快的跟你带过这个所谓的这个 asbestos 这个石棉是什么东西。所有的隔热的东西上面，它都会在就是早期年代的时候，它都会有这个东西。比如说什么呢？你下面的那个房子下面不是有烧，在 basement 里面不是有一个就是烧热水的，像 boiler 这样东西烧的吗？或者是暖炉这些，你仔细看在烧的地方，上面有个管子，那个管子外面是一个白色的东西，有毛毛的东西，这样把它裹起来的那个里面，不知道你的房子的年龄是多少，最好看一下，因为那个里面就会有就是有像我讲的这个石棉这个东西。你要知道这个东西呢有一个很严重的问题，它不是像粉，一般人觉得这什么关系，就是灰就是粉嘛，鼻子闻进去了，鼻孔里面的鼻毛会挡住嘛，它完全不一样。你仔细在显微镜底下看，它是一根像针像玻璃纤维这样子的东西啊，你一吸进去以后，它就刺在你的肺里面了，你就会有肺气肿啊，这种就很严重的问题了。所以说这些东西就是这样的。所以说呢，你看一开始呢，你没有问题的时候呢，不会有人要讲什么的。而且其实你很简单，你家里有这个 asbestos 这种问题要怎么样？最简单的，你只要拿一个那个保鲜膜，吃饭的时候每次弄那个保鲜膜，你只要很简单把它这样子缠起来就好了，这是最简单的，你什么东西都不用花，就这样就缠起来就好了，包在那边。因为你要知道，可是下一任买家，或者是说你现在就是说你刚买，你现在要等于说你要干这个就很麻烦了。你要请相关部门，然后你要第一个进来就是放一个，把你的家里像一个大气球，好像那个科幻片里面有外星人来一样，用个大气球把你家全部包在那气球里面，慢慢一点一点的把它处理掉。因为你要知道，处理东西都是这样子的，他要把周边的东西先做好，然后再开始把里面的那个问题症结要处理好以后，还有的就是说你要看他这个东西弄好以后呢，还要因为你这边已经有一次有这样子的记录了，他就会你要有一定的 就等于说你当初在跟他申请的话，他就会要一定的，你要放一些这种措施，防范措施了，这样的话就比较麻烦。像我现在有一个那个业主，我现在在帮他处理这上面的事情，他已经花了差不多3万块钱了，也到现在还一半都没有做到。他就是这样子啊，油槽在漏油，他也不知道。就像我刚刚讲 ，OK 好，我们不要扯太远。就像我们刚刚讲到的，就是说你现在这个东西，你在那个地上的跟地下的，那就像讲的一样啦。地上的就像我讲的这样子，地上的你看得到、闻得到、听得到、摸得到，有生锈有什么，你很容易就会看到了。因为这个东西呢，我刚刚要讲就是说为什么要讲到以前，因为这个东西呢是用生铁，为什么这个钢为什么会锈呢？因为你知道它不是不锈钢，我们刚刚有讲到，不能把这个东西弄得太好，你这一辈子都不用换。那大家都知道，生铁或者是这些钢呢，要遇到了氧气，遇到了水，就会开始有氧化作用。所谓的生锈就是因为氧化的关系。那你知道，在你的 basement 你很容易看到，这边锈铁越锈越厉害了，或者这边有个洞，或者这边有黑黑的漏油，我马上可以叫人来处理。如果没有埋在地下的时候，你根本不知道，除非你看到附近的有黑油跑上来了，附近的草死光了，或者是说有味道了，这样你才会找人来看。那时候已经太晚了。那我就希望今天，因为还有去跟大家讲一下，因为今天是情人节，祝大家有一个美好的情人节，跟心爱的人可以说2个人，如果是现在你旁边有一个另一半的，希望你们永浴爱河，白头到老。那如果说还是单身贵族的，希望大家能够早一点找到自己的真爱，可以跟自己共度一生。好，就这样子。如果有什么问题的话呢，随时可以找到我，我叫 Andy 黄，我在所有的 social media 上面都可以找到我。然后有什么问题的话呢，随时可以打电话给我，646-996-0859。谢谢各位。